Man, I wish I had a PS5 Mini. This might be too small. When we were sitting around talking about video ideas last week, someone brought out this really tiny PS5 and the matching DualSense controller, and it really got me thinking of what I want out of a future iteration of the PS5. Now I know it's super early because most people can't even get the current PS5, but it's still fun to just throw these things out into the ether and hope that Sony's listening so that we end up with the best console possible in a couple years down the line. This thing's a joke, but the first thing I really want out of a new PS5 is just a smaller one altogether. This thing is absolutely huge, and I don't really have a spot in my entertainment center for it. I had to move my TV off center on my shelf that I have my TV on so I could fit this monstrosity of a console next to it. It's just the design of the console looks cool if it's the only thing you're looking at, but next to a TV, it takes your eye away from the TV because it's just so powerful. It's got a really powerful energy to it, and I want to look at the TV. I don't want to look at the game console. The other thing I really want at this point is more colors. The PS4 generation was great about having a black version with every release. You had the original PS4, you had the PS4 Slim, you had the PS4 Pro, they were all black, and yeah, you had a white option, and that's what I would have really liked for the PS5. I get that Sony was trying to make a big statement about this being a next generation console, but I think you just go with the black console out the gate so it just looks understated and nice. And the fact that the controller is white makes me really paranoid that it's gonna start to yellow and just get kind of gross way faster than a black one would. And I'm sure that's the reason they're not really saying when they're going to release it, because given the option, I think most people would pick a black console over a white one, but they can't even fulfill the orders on the white one. And obviously having two different SKUs to produce on top of the two you have already with the disc model and the digital model, it's a little complicated for a console launch during the year of COVID. So I'm gonna cut them some slack, but Sony, come on, give me a black console. I'll buy another PS5 if all you do is just make it black. That's all I want. But why are we gonna stop at black? Sony's always been really good on the handheld side of things, especially with the Vita 2.0, of having a bunch of different colors that you can just pick and choose from. They had yellow, they had turquoise, they had pink, they had white, they had all these sweet colors for the Vita, and then on the PS4, we got white and black and a bunch of cool special editions. But the PS5 has these plates that are very easy to remove, so if Sony just put them in stores for $20-30 a pop, I'm sure people would buy them just to throw on their console and give it a little bit more color, because I don't know, again, I just don't like the white. The other thing I really want out of a new PS5 iteration is just an overall refinement of the OS. This OS is nice looking, but it really feels like they went into the PS4 operating system and said, what can we change to make it feel new? Because functionally, it's pretty much the same. You've got the cross media bar that shows you all of your different games. You've got the media screen that shows you all of your different apps, but the biggest problem with it is they changed how to turn the console off. I thought I would get used to this in a matter of weeks, I'm gonna be honest, but here we are a few months later, and every time I want to turn my PS5 off, I go and I hold the PS button and nothing happens. That is something they need to change immediately. I see people talking about it all the time. They're like, why do I have to press the button, go all the way over to power settings, and turn the console off that way? It was so much better on the PS4. And while I'm talking about it, the other thing they really need to fix is the trophy menu. On the PS4, you would just hit the PS button, go to the home menu, go up, and the trophies were right there. Now, I know a lot of people maybe don't care so much about trophies, but I do. I'm a platinum hunter, and when I'm going into my games looking for the next trophy, it's really easy to pull up those guides that they have that tell you how to get the next trophy, but it's nearly impossible to just get to the overall list of trophies in a game. So I really think they just need to not necessarily go back to the drawing board, but just take a long, hard look at some of the stuff they changed with this operating system and kind of rework it a bit to just be more like the PS4. It's fine. It was already good enough. We don't need to change it. The next thing I really want the most from the PS5 is an extension of backwards compatibility to PS3. I know on the PS4, it was really easy to compare it to the Xbox One because Microsoft was doing something that Sony wasn't. And yeah, yeah, we do get great PS4 and PS4 Pro backwards compatibility on the PS5, but man, Sony is just absolutely neglecting, in my opinion, their best generation. I bought a PS3 pretty late into that generation just for the exclusives, and man, did it have some good exclusives. We had Resistance 1, 2, and 3, we had Infamous 1 and 2, we had Metal Gear Solid 4, we had the Uncharted trilogy. I know they did a remaster of that, but you know, people might want to go back and play it in its original form. The point is, that was a great generation, and now they own Insomniac, the people who made the Resistance trilogy. And I don't know if you guys have checked out Insomniac's Twitter, they tweet stuff from Resistance like every damn day. It's weird at this point. They've been doing it for over a year now, and it's like, are you guys working on a new Resistance or like a trilogy, a port, or something like that? Like, it gets me excited to play those games, and then I'm like, man, I do not want to dig out my PS3 because I don't know if you guys have gone back to that console in a while. It is clunky as hell. If modders who are just sitting at their desk on their PC can figure this out, I got to assume Sony can just work something up, right? Like, even if the games run how they ran on PS3, I'm not asking for it to be like the Series X where these are massively improved ways to run old games. Just get the games on the PS3. That's all I want. I meant get the games on the PS5. I don't know why I said get the games on PS3. There's a lot of P's going on. And before you say PlayStation Now, I really don't like game streaming. It is not the same. And that's something where if I'm gonna be playing PS3 games over the internet, you gotta give me some sort of positive in addition to that, because the negative is playing it over the internet. They don't run better, they don't look better. It's literally just playing PS3 games over the internet. And it's not as good as what Microsoft's doing. And I want Sony to be better than Microsoft because I managed to get a PS5, you know? Like, I want my PS5 to be worth it. I know you Warzone players are gonna feel me on this one, but the next PS5 really needs a lot more storage. Like, it's almost at 1 terabyte right now, which is acceptable, but Activision just can't be stopped with these massive updates that make their game way bigger than it absolutely needs to be. And with Warzone being one of the most played games on the PS5, I feel like Sony's gotta pick up the slack here and just give in and say, we're just gonna start paying out of pocket for bigger hard drives, because right now, I don't know if you guys know this, you still can't take a new SSD and put it in your PS5 to extend that storage. So you're still working with that 800 and something gigabytes, which it's not enough. And the other big downside that's coming when the update for installing your own brand new SSD happens is that it's gonna get hot when you're playing games off of it or downloading to it, and the PS5's fan is going to have to spin a lot faster. Now, I've already mentioned this in the last video and potentially the one before that. I don't know when this is actually going live, but the PS5's fan is going to get louder as time goes on. Sony is going to release an update that allows it to spin faster, and they're also using 2 different fans. One of them is louder than the other one. So it's not a great solution. It's an okay solution that I feel like they put in just because they realized how small that onboard storage was. But if we get a new iteration of the PS5 down the line, just put a bigger SSD in it from go. And this last point is potentially the biggest one. We need cross-save with way more games. The last and potentially most important thing I really want out of the PS5 is more cross-save games. So Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone are coming to PC. Horizon actually already came to PC, and that was a 3-year-old game by the time it came out, so not having cross-save was fine because I wanted to replay it. Days Gone, on the other hand, is a game that came out in 2019, and it is long. Like, it's seriously about as long as Red Dead Redemption 2. So the idea of that game coming out on PC and having to start completely from scratch instead of just being able to import my PS4 save and clean up the hordes I had left, that's kind of like a daunting premise to me. I'd really like it if they could just turn on cross save. And also, there's tons and tons of live service games now. We've got Destiny 2, we've got Warframe, we've got Dead by Daylight, we've got Apex Legends, PUBG, Fortnite, like all of these games. And the 2 that really handle it super well are Destiny 2 and Fortnite. You have one account, you log into Bungie.net or Epic Games or whatever, and then all of your progress transfers across every device you play on, including the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch. I love it in Destiny so much. All these developers are watching all of their competitors do it, and they're not just jumping on board. And I got to assume it's on the console end, because Sony's saying, well, if we give people the ability to transfer their save to PC, then they could spend money on skins and cosmetics on PC, and then we're not getting the 30% cut we would have. And I get where they're coming from, but with an online game, there's nothing worse than starting over. Like Apex Legends just came out on the Nintendo Switch, and I booted that up, and man, it was really disappointing to see that I couldn't just transfer all the progress I already had on PC, because other than that, there's really no reason to play on the Switch, you know? So that concludes my list of things I really want out of future iterations of the PS5, inspired by this really, really tiny little one that I love so dearly. Like, I want this thing next to my TV, but I guess I'll just keep it in my pocket and carry it around with me everywhere I go. If you want to stay PS ready, make sure you subscribe to the channel and have your notifications set to all. Let me know what you think of everything I talked about down in the comments below. As always, guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.